terms of style and physicality, the similarities should make for a more competitive match, and it'll be exciting to see how BYU rises to the occasion as they continue to gain experience together in these early matches.
Thanks, Ken. You saw Sean Olmstead a moment ago. This is Brad Rostrader, the Dookie Howser of volleyball, 4th year, and he increasingly wins more with UCSD. Going with the comfortable look tonight here in Provo. Former Pepperdine assistant with Marv Dumpy and David Hunt. And we are underway with the service error by Josh Hewart, who is family familiar with these parts. Brother Jordan played at Stanford, and his sister played women's volleyball at Colorado and Texas. And here is Tyler Herget continues with the Karate Kid look, the 3rd year starting setter for BYU. And he goes out as well. Fun matchup in this one, because the last time UC San Diego was here, and we'll show you highlights later, they won against BYU for the first time. BYU was 44-0 against UC San Diego, and then the Tritons won 2 and 5. And so Brad Rostrader said, we just have 42 more to go. Trenton Mosier is blocked, kick, still good, and then put down by Chambers. Wow! UCSD wanted a carry there, a lift on that, but the kick up is a beaut.
Really impressive. Look at Mosier, covers the ball there. That almost, yeah, very tricky. And then the finish with Chambers.
Shades of Ryan Millar in the national title match in 1999.
That's a great memory by you.
And boom goes the dynamite for Jim Garrison, 6'9" senior from Manhattan Beach, California. Went 7 kills on 9 swings against Rockhurst.
Well, and Garrison, a player who's been a 4-year starter. He's been there, and being in the middle of the court, facing the BYU middles who are brand new, UCSD really wants to attack there and see if they can open up some seams.
Connor Oldaney, the sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, is on the board, the reigning MPSF Defensive Player of the Week. One of those Grand Canyon transfers. Sean Olmstead told us we want to get Connor the ball a little bit more this week. 3-2, Gavin Chambers. Boyle up the whirl, and then Garrison puts it down. That's easy money. In system, 3-3.
See, when that pass is up to the net, that's really going to stress the blocking lanes for BYU. And when you've got these younger players in the middle, that's really hard on them to move and get up and over in the right spot.
Sebastiano Sani, the junior from Bethesda, Maryland. Overpass, and Ewart puts it down. The OPK gives the Tritons the lead.
Sani really has a fantastic serve. Not only does it come with a lot of heat, but he locates it well in those seams and corners.
38 aces last year with Long Beach State. Went in the portal. Nice pickup by the Tritons. Good swing that time, 69 miles an hour. Vic for Talon. Jonathan Tufunga goes off Sani and out of bounds. As TJ Tufunga goes hard, 4-4. He had a spectacular weekend last week, hitting over 500.
Right, and you talk about a heavy swing, especially out of the back row. Tufunga, even if you're there defensively, which you saw UCSD was, you can't dig it.
Can you dig it? No. Great pass to Whirl, and he dumps it over. BYU going, watch the lift on that one too.
Well, I think
when you're 6'7".
Right, when you're a 6'7" setter, the defense should always be on guard because that turn's just so easy. Very physical player.
Defensively, BYU does not do that very often. They do not go up with the setter very often. We'll see if Whirl uses that to his advantage, trying to set the tone early. AJ Cottle. AJ's in Provo this week, having a great week. AJ DeBonsa Wednesday night in the Marriott Center, 17 points, first 8 minutes of the second half. This time the 6'8" freshman from Orem puts one down. He was really good last week in his first collegiate matches in D1, hit 529.
And that's a
Valley
huge,
transfer.
It's just such a huge transition to that D1 level. The speed of the game, and when you're a middle, it's just so hard to be able to really steady out and see things, and he did a great job handling it.
Cameron Whirl wins the joust in the middle, taking over for Bryce Dvorak, the graduated senior. Josh Schellinger, Anthony Sherfan, kind of the 3 big pieces gone. Sherfan, the former Cougar, turned All-American at UC San Diego. Out of the back row, one-on-one for Trenton Mosier, off the block of Peter Selcho. 6-6, back and forth we go.
and how similar both these teams are. Both coaches just talked about really running a lot of stuff out of the middle of the court, be it either the quick to the middle or the bick out of the back row, and you see BYU really opening up the court with a one-on-one block.
Selcho into the net. 7-6. This will be a good feeling out match for both these teams because they played matches they were supposed to win. And now they come in undefeated, week 2 of the season. Two teams in the top 10. Cottle. This pass from Provednikov, and that one is dispatched out by Sonny. Back-to-back errors by the Tridents give BYU an 8-6 lead.
I think that's a great point. You know, these teams haven't been stressed to the point that they really want to see how they respond. UC San Diego, in all their 7 matches, they had a different lineup the whole time, just really trying to figure out who on the roster and in what spot was going to be best for them.
Cotto into the net. And here comes Josh Ewert, the junior from Moraga, California. Sean Olmstead, BYU's head coach, telling us they recruited Josh, enjoyed his trip to Moraga. Familiar with it because Sean Olmstead was the BYU women's volleyball coach for several years and competed against St. Mary's. So that one is 74 into the tape. Ewert played on the same club as Mix Romanis, former BYU outside hitter who graduated last year. The Ricky Schroeder lookalike, as our departed friend Steve Vale would call him. Pass by Boyle. Whirl. Provednikov through the seam in the block. Leo Provednikov from Long Beach. He has an ace in all 3 matches. Team high 51% point scorer.
Yeah, fantastic passer. He's on the right side of the floor for the first time. Not really where he would love to be. He'd love to be on the left, but does whatever it takes for the team and is really good there on the right as well.
That one goes long as these two teams feel each other out, especially from the serve. From Selcho. There's Taylor Jonathan Tufunga, redshirt junior from Long Beach as well. Second on the team with a 14% ace percentage. Boyle, handcuffed a little bit. Free ball, set over. Muldaney high, back to him. Little give and go, nicely done. You don't see a setter go back to the oppo, swinging back over to his right after a pass like that very often.
And Herga does a nice job locating this ball. Everything is moving forward. He goes away from motion, but pushes it all the way out, allowing Muldaney court to hit into.
Kind of sucked Jim Garrison in for the one-on-one. Tickles the tape at 65. Whirl, back over to Sani off the block. Ewert and Sani came in 34 and 32 kills respectively to lead the way. Sani's mom played for St. Cloud Volleyball in Paris. Brother played for UCI. And in Italy, this one's going out. Ace for Leo Provednikov. 5th ace of the year. 11-10 BYU. BYU saying, hey, there's some little something over here.
Steady out a little, give Provednikov a little bit of time. You feel a little run coming on as UCSD struggling to get that serve going, but as they find their rhythm and their groove there, that could pose some problems for BYU staying in system.
Provednikov again. Herget, cross court to Mosier, he's blocked, 5 underneath. Back to Mosier real quick, it's blocked, the tip, free ball back over from Jackson 5. Whirl, Bick to Ewert, blocked by 2 Cougars. And that, but underneath against UC San Diego. That is one thing when Ewert goes after, he goes so hard and high that if he doesn't get the kill, sometimes that call's gonna happen.
Right, and what you're gonna look at here is Ewert coming out of the back court. He doesn't pass. Usually, they really give him a big route to run that big, so it's so fast, he's got so much momentum that a lot of times it does carry him forward.
Good sportsmanship there as that one drops right in front of Ewert. I think he thought it was gonna go farther, it did not. But I do want to highlight that he kind of high-fived Muldaney like, hey, my bad. Sometimes that doesn't happen. It should happen every time if you go under,
for sure.
Sometimes it does not. Here's Gavin Chambers, the sophomore from Corona, California. BYU just carries 3 middle blockers on its team this year. Sonny rises up on the two-step.
Sonny, really long hitter, utilizes that length, high attack to find those high hands. There was a seam in the block, but he's able to hit high and deep to that back line.
Sonny played with the USA U21 team this summer, had a great summer, kind of popped his finger a week or two ago, and then he goes for the ace. It doesn't affect him that much. He's taped up his ring and middle finger together. I don't see how it wouldn't affect him.
Right.
But Brad Rostrader said it doesn't, and it didn't on that serve.
Well, and 2 aces in 2 different corners.
How about that? And this time he's trying to go to the upper deck. The kick is no good. Although some kids are saying it's good.
When you're swinging hard, sometimes it's bats like that.
Sometimes you get that volleyball that was 9 PSI instead of 7, you know what I'm saying? Here's Brendan Sander behind Old Danny, one of the BYU all-time greats. Ewert kept alive by Mosier, still in. Whirl, Ewert, left hand, Jackson 5. Tipped over, 5 for the pancake. Old Danny gets it to go, what a play! Oh my! Jackson 5, the real MVP on that play, Amy.
Well, you see him get back and look, he's gonna get back to his base position again and then turn around and come forward to save that again. So active and such a leader on this team. That was a huge point for BYU.
The Cougars lead at 15-12. We've got a good one brewing here in Provo. After that kill, 15-12 here in set number 1.
Well, Danny's 3 for 3.
That'll do if Sonny puts it down. Better swing this time than his last attack from the service line.
That's debatable.
Ethan Horniak, the junior from San Diego, America's finest city, coming into the match. That's where I went on my honeymoon, so
Really?
love San Diego.
Me too.
Who doesn't like San Diego? Talon Jonathan Tufuga off of Selcho. He's 2 for 3. BYU have 16-13.
Tufunga again out of the backcourt. And you can see UC San Diego trying to get another block in there. They're saying, hey, maybe we're not going to one-on-one in the middle. We want to get 2 at least up because you cannot stop that big.
Served out by Mosier. Third service error for Brigham Young. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. Brad Rostrader. Do you think he'll get too hot to where he has to shed the jacket at some point? It's a little warm in here. I'm still wearing my jacket.
The
May
fleece
shed it.
that throws you.
Yeah, very soft, very comfortable. And one goes out from Worrell. Cameron Worrell, the starting setter in this one. As BYU will bring in Cole Hauser, the senior from San Diego. Played at Orange Coast College prior to BYU. Voted funniest on the team.
Well, Hauser, I was just going to say, such a spark. You know, great to come off the bench with just a little bit shot of adrenaline.
And took one in the chest right there. 17. Welcome to the match. It's coming right at you.
You see the speed on that quick set. When that pass gets up to the net for UC San Diego, they want to run those middles as fast as possible to really try to surprise those BYU blockers.
Funga. 5 with another one. D-ball to Old Danny down the line. He's 4 for 4.
He leads all attackers at this point, his 4th kill. And I think you mentioned earlier, Coach Olmsted said we really want to get the ball to Old Danny more. Well, they're following that game plan. Herget doing a nice job getting him good looks where he can be successful.
His dad's a high school coach at Perry. He went to Brophy. I wonder if they ever competed against each other. I want to know the story there. I've got to ask him. 1816, is that one's outside the antenna? In this case, that was waxed off.
You've been sitting on that one?
No, just kidding.
Oh, you're good.
We'll get some Cobra Kai stuff in there. Some Eagle Fang karate maybe. Gavin Chambers, an angry man. 1960, he's got a fresh haircut.
And both these BYU middles, although very young, not a lot of experience, they've got size and physicality, just really tall. When they can get that ball, it's tough to get in front of them.
Good sign for Chambers, hit 0.91 last week. Looking for more production this week. Anything you can do, I can do better, says Jim Garrison.
Right, so if you're looking at this and both teams are able to go to their middles on the quick, it means they're too comfortable in the passing lanes. That pass is too easy up to the net, so you want to dial up the serve a little bit, serve a little tougher to try to push that setter back behind that 3-meter line.
Muldaney can't be stopped right now. Got a 5-piece with some barbecue sauce. And here comes Trevor Herget, who last week was fantastic. At the end of the second match against St. Francis, served a 71-mile-an-hour ace, and then a 75-mile-an-hour induced overpass that Trent Mosier put down to win the match. This dude is breaking the speed limit constantly from the service line. We have a dub sub. Luke Chandler and John Lewers in for UCSD. And like you mentioned, they've messed with the lineup quite a bit, so not unfamiliar to be in there as that one goes long from Herget.
Well, I think that's a good point you make. If you've got a different lineup all the time, it's tough, obviously, to find that flow together. But what it does is get everyone on the roster quality time under tense circumstances. So you are fine subbing in and out because you know that they've been battle tested.
One of the great love languages, quality time. Fife, this is going to bounce up and over for an ace.
And that's one of those unlucky bounces off the pipe. And BYU definitely wants to talk about it.
Timeout, BYU. Second ace for Sebastiano Sani. BYU 20, UCSD 19 at the end of set one. '47th overall meeting. BYU leads at 44-2. In 2022, BYU had never lost to UCSD, and in came the Tritons and took 2 and 5. How about that? Number 22, Sonny. That's a heck of a serve out of a timeout at 74. Mosier. Look at that, set to Muldaney. What was that? Is Tafunga trying to be the next setter? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know,
Muldaney's 6 for 6.
Right, you know who the hot hitter is. Get that ball to Muldaney, but overall, what a first set for both these teams. BYU's hitting close to 700 with no errors, and UCSD's hitting 444. Just a really impressive offensive showing for both these teams.
That's an ace from Muldaney, who's on fire right now. He is on fire, and what a set from Tyler Herget a moment ago. Timeout, Tritons. Man. Muldaney is in fuego. 6 for 6, has the ace and now a dig. And he's been playing opposite all of like 3 weeks.
Right.
So he's super experienced in this space. A guy that they got from Grand Canyon they were excited about, played a little bit last year, wasn't one of the main guys for Grand Canyon. Came with Trent Mosier, and Kyle Zedeker, and Max Philippe, one of the signees, and has fit into the starting lineup really well, and he's having a spectacular first set so far. He had 12 kills all of 6 sets last week. Now he's got 6 right here. UCSD hitting 444, by the way, not too shabby, but it's pales in comparison to the 667, as you mentioned. And this guy's hitting 1,000.
Well, and what an adjustment for BYU coming out of that timeout when it was 19-20 and just rolling, just really quick, getting these 2 points, lengthening that lead. It's every set just so important, and down the stretch in the red zone, those points just are so important.
Cougar fans pumped here in the Smith Fieldhouse. Game 3 of a 6-game homestand. UC Irvine coming in next week. BYU and UCI go way back.
Irvine looks good.
I take it one match at a time. I'm not even focused on whoever BYU plays tomorrow. away. Handled by Boyle. Lures off the block and out of bounds as they keep Lures in there and Luke Chandler on that dub sub. Nicely done by Garrison in the middle. Excuse me, Sani out of the back row.
You see Sani taking advantage of the mismatched block. Herget trying to get there, but not in great position.
There's Garrison, 6'9", coming down high on that attack. Muldaney bounces that one into Sani, and then it goes off the scoreboard. He's 7 for 7. This is what got into him.
Set one, he's got 7 kills.
Wow.
And a lot of different areas as well.
And the stare down, just saying.
Hey, you're batting 1,000.
What's up? How you doing? 23-20, Mosier into the net. Mosier's been battling some knee soreness on that right knee. So we'll keep an eye on how that's going. 1 for 5 offensively. Into the net, 23-21. Cameron Worrell. San Diego native. Cathedral Catholic. Only played 3 sets last year because Bryce Dvorak was the man, and now Worrell's the man. 6-7 serve. To Fuga! Keegan Cook put it on a griddle for a sec. Set point Cougars.
You look at this BYU team this first set, just getting the crowd involved, taking that energy and really rolling these last 4 points.
I know you didn't mean it like that, but nice Limp Bizkit reference. Ace by A.J. Cottle! His first at BYU, and the Cougars draw first blood, 25-21. Mishandled on the serve receive. BYU hit 700, led by Connor Muldaney, 7 for 7. And they win set 1 by 4. But 3 of the 5 tonight are Wisconsin.
Oh, wow. You would think.
They must be a volleyball fan. And they do a tremendous job. Dan Swenson, by the way, worked for, I believe, DV Sport on the BYU-Utah basketball game. I saw him courtside there.
Oh, wow. That was a good
Didn't know
good
he was doing that, too. That was a good game. Overpass to Funga, puts it down. He's got 4 kills on 6 wings.
You want to look at both these teams gauging who's going to win this serve and pass battle. And what you look at is the hitting percentage of the teams. Both pretty good, but BYU obviously just a little bit better.
Somebody blocked something. Smashed by Sonny. Wow. That was a frustration swing.
Well, and I think that is something UCSD wants to really utilize. Muldaney, as we remember, he doesn't hit on that side, but he's never blocked on that side either. And so it's really tough to really figure that out. And so UCSD wants to go again and again to stress that particular blocking situation.
Sonny 5 for 6. 6 ties, 2 lead changes in that first set. That's Taylor Jonathan Tufunga. He'll serve it up, had 3 aces last Friday against St. Francis. Super high toss, and gets the ace. Cross court, and Aceman busy up top, laying down a 4th.
So many aces, and that's just on the BYU side. UCSD is serving well too. We're seeing great service pressure where the passers can't even pop it up.
3-1, set 2. This is up to Worrell. Nicely done. When you're 6'7", that is just handled in a different way. Because I thought, oh man, that's going to be hard to get to. Nope, it's right to his chin.
I think, yeah, you saw that pass come off. Oh, that's an overpass. And then he didn't even have to jump.
Bednikov goes long.
And I always like that when I had a tall setter, right, as a passer, because you have so much more space because they can save so much. And what you thought was a bad pass, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm perfect.
Cameron Worrell, his sister Marina, played volleyball at North Carolina. Still alive. UCSD kind of just watched it fall as Cottle blocked it. 5-2.
Right now, UC San Diego just a bit of maybe back on their heels, not really having an answer, you know, like a fight. Okay, next play. They seem a little bit shell-shocked.
Tough pass. Provednikov, that's a heck of a swing.
Well, and
out of the back row.
Right, and here's what they need right now. They've been getting these side outs, and then they go back and they miss that serve, and so they lose the opportunity to take advantage of that momentum. So get that big kill and then get this serve in and get some points.
Here's Sonny. That one's in. Cottle stays in, 5 handles it. Cottle again. He hits the ball so high above his head. Typically, it's kind of, you know, just near or at your head. He hits it, I swear, 2 feet above his head.
Yeah, good point. He is tall, and he's got long arms, and his contact point is ridiculously high, so it's tough.
Here's Zoldaney, has an ace already. Whirl. Sonny sneaks that one in. 6-4, he's got 6 kills to lead the way for the Tritons.
Sonny hits that D-ball when he's in the backcourt for a couple of those rotations. They love how he hits out of the back row, so they find a way to get him on the bick in the middle, and then there on the D-ball as well. So for the defensive players for BYU, they've got to know where he is at all times.
Sean Olmstead helping Jackson 5 not play that one.
Screen.
Sean was like right next to him. Watch where Sean Olmstead is relative to Jackson 5 here. Thanks, coach. 7-4, Mosier. Ewert's been quiet. Kept alive by 5. Free ball from Tufunga. Sonny off the tape. High inside for Tufunga. Timing was a bit off for everybody.
Oh.
That was deep dish. Kept alive, and then Cottle kept it in. Thought that might have slid out, but man, there have been a couple plays where the Tritons just kind of staring at.
Can't wait to see it. It's going to be pretty cool. That building about 22 years old now. As Tyler Herget got the block. This is overpassed. Cottle got some big eyes. Zoldaney, first set for him. That's the first time he's been dug all night. Ewert goes off him. They set it over because Ewert had the first touch after the block. Tipped by Mosier. But Trent attacked on or past the line. An attack error on Trent Mosier, 8-5.
The first attack error for BYU in this entire match.
Took 29 attacks.
Oh,
yep,
and
put
just
on the line.
1 inch. But a great shot, great off speed, good thought.
Let's check in with Kenzie.
Yeah, Jeremy, a lot of visible frustration during that timeout for UCSD. They want to be playing better, they really do. They know that they're not playing to their level, but the coaching staff talked about being more aggressive in chaos. One thing that's interesting is they have a bucket of stress balls that they pass out during the timeout. So each player grabs a ball and is squishing that stress ball a few times to kind of get some of that tense energy out.
That's interesting. We might need a couple of those, Ken. Just see if you can't sneak a few for us. 9-5. As Brad Rostrader has a conversation with some of the officials. Rostrader's animated. He's frustrated. He technically is not supposed to talk to the R1. He's supposed to have his captain do so. He can talk to the R2. And here we go. AJ Cottle will serve it up. If he gets animated, that means something really happened that he didn't like.
Thought there was a double that wasn't called.
Gotcha. Off the dome of Chambers. Good hustle by Mosier, who face plants into that pad. Luckily, it's the softest thing ever.
Can we reiterate that it's January? Trent Mosier, your team needs you.
Watch his face into this. That thing is really soft, though. I have not shoved my face into it quite yet, but I might, just to give you an empathetic commentary. Ewart, 79! Whoa! Hide your kids, hide your wife.
We talked about Ewart in the open. He's got a freight train coming at you, hits the ball so hard.
Wow. 72. Plinko's around for a back-to-back ace. Josh Ewart struggling offensively, 1 for 7. Taking it out on the ball right now.
Well, and for as much as we're talking about UC San Diego struggling, it's 8-9, right? They may feel like they're struggling, but they're definitely in this match and in this set.
Throws the changeup. Tufunga. Cook keeps it up. Ewart, Sani out of system, set over by Chambers, dug up. Whirl on the ground. Provednikov, one-handed dig by Mosier. Aldani into the net. First error for him. And we are tied at 9. Timeout BYU after 3 in a row. Make it 4 in a row by the Tritons, led by Josh Ewart at the service line. Timeout Brigham. If it's regular motion, you blink and then. What happened? What happened? 9-9, BYU cooling off to 2:31. 3:08 for UCSD. 75 into the net. Josh Ewart, my bad. Well, yes.
Yes.
we know. But that was a heck of a run. Got UC San Diego 3 in a row.
Well,
Takes the lead back.
Exactly. And yes, you're close in this match, but did that run give you a little confidence to make a run and play with some emotion?
Sani ties it up at 10. He's got 7 kills on 11 swings.
Sani, so smart, just plays at a really high level in every single aspect of the game.
You talked about it earlier. This summer, he wasn't taking any time off. He was playing with the United States national team in that program, and then he went to Italy and trained for a month. So he has definitely played a ton of volleyball heading into this season.
Aldani, deep corner, sent back over. Great hustle by the Triton defense. Tufunga, paint brushes it over. Whirl, the bump set and the stuff by Chambers. Second block for the Cougars.
And in that row one, it's a really good thing to have those 3 outside hitters on the floor, because you look at Tufunga in there, he's a player that spent a lot of time on the right as well. He knows how to line up, knows how to get in there and hit the ball. So it's not a detrimental thing to have him stuck on the right.
Overpass, Mosier! Detonates on that one, 12-10. Mosier, by the way, a former Oppo and outside hitter.
You can play it all. I guess, you know, a lot of times all these coaches you want to be a pin hitter, not just an outside, not a right side. You're a pin. You can play on either side and do well.
They asked the one dude that hadn't played opposite to play opposite. It just works out better that way. Ace for Tufunga. That's his 2nd of the night. And the 5th for BYU. Ace-man, he's busy.
He is, and if you're a fan and you come to these matches, what do you want to see? Aces, big, heavy, hard-hitting swings, offense, right? Both these teams hitting such a high clip. It's definitely a show that these two teams are putting on.
BYU 486 for the match, 382 for UC San Diego. Sonny way inside, triple is up, goes into the BYU bench and out. Just his 3rd hitting error on 13 swings, 2nd and final timeout by UCSD and Brad Rostrader. Previously the head coach at Vanguard and assistant at Concordia and Pepperdine, director of ops at Arizona State. Has worked with the United States Women's Volleyball Silver Medal team at the Pan Am Cup in 24, Balboa Volleyball Club, played at Concordia, part of the 2013 NAIA Natty. And he continues to take this program to heights it has not seen. 18 wins last year, a program record. Came in, and they have just won more and more and more every year, now in his 4th season. 39 and 44, and he is already one of the best coaches UCSD has ever had. As you see, he allows Evan Boyle to take a moment to talk to his team. You see the wins there, 8-12 to 18, the 3-0 start here. The most wins in a season last year.
I think as a coach, he's so well respected. Everyone knows that he's the type of coach always looking to get better, such a student of the game, and also just an all-around great person. So everyone loves playing for him and interacting with him.
College volleyball weekly, tremendous podcast that Rob Aspero and the guys get into, and Brad's part of Viral Volley podcast. I've listened to it for a long time, and it's cool that in season he's doing it as a head coach. It's like he's got a ton of time or something. Gives the time, which I can really appreciate.
Tufunga. Sani gets this one to go this time.
And that's one of those plays you could feel that call a timeout, draw up a play, get that pass. This is what we're going to run.
Push that outside to Sani. Get him to get a kill and get back on the board, ready to fight.
Shout out to Dan Friend of Lewis and Jay Hosek of George Mason. Their great work on that pod with Rob Aspero as well. As Gavin Chambers got the kill, but they called an attack error on BYU. That one's confusing to me.
I think it was out, but that wasn't the call the ref made.
Gotcha. Muldaney over the top. Gets a kill, his first kill of the set. Had been dug up or had an error in his first 4. Up to 8 kills. Tying Sani for a matchup.
And again, that pass up to the net, and you got to credit Tyler Herget as he's running and crafting this offense, because it's not just putting the ball in a good location, which is really, really, really important, but choosing when to set your hitters and knowing where they are on the court, who's the hot hitter, crafting the game. So much goes on in a setter's mind that you don't see, and that's so important.
This is Lewers on the dub sub with Luke Chandler as well. Sani off the block. 15-13. Sani keeping UCSD in this.
You love that kind of swing, right? High off the hands, using those high hands. BYU a physical team, so that means they're going to have a big block. UCSD swinging high, expanding the court.
15-13, BYU up in set 2. Won the first, 25-21. Sani. Ninth error from UCSD. There's a certain amount of pressure that you want to put on a team. You have to take certain errors because you've got to be aggressive. And BYU hitting 462 for the match. Down to 211 for the set. Triton's 263 in this one. Muldaney. Great pass from Boyle. Oh! Tyler Herget sweeps the leg.
Solo block, diving into that angle.
AJ jumped. So it's just a...
Oh, you think, well, he's trying. As a middle, great, give him the assist, but
That's how it works. And that one crushed too by Garrison. That's the worst though. You get this. So
you reach.
It feels like after a big play, if Garrison's front row, they're like, let's get him the ball. Let's end this. He's done that, I feel like 4 or 5 times.
Well, he's a player also just with so much playing time. He is definitely a leader there.
Inside of the block of Tyler Herget somehow. 17-15. Triton's not going away. 2-point set here in set 2. Ethan Horniak.
Right, and hitting at a higher clip than BYU in this set. They've got 10 kills to BYU 7, so more offense and more opportunities. I think that play right there is something UCSD really wants to clean up. There's the missed serves, right? You've got to serve tough, but you've got to find that balance of putting some pressure on, not getting those errors, and just giving not just the ball back, but all the momentum.
In set 1, UCSD never got to a 3-0 run. They had a 4-0 run right here. Amy, nice. Josh Ewart was trying to chase that down.
I know, I
but
feel
then
bad about that. He would have gotten it.
Well, you didn't reach out. He had a chance to get it if he was there. It came to you as opposed to you didn't get in his way. He wasn't. I was hoping it'd come to me. I was going to set it to you, and then
I was
you
up.
attack it to the ball boy. Yeah. You were up, of course you were. 19-15. Oh, crushed by Ewart. That's just his third kill.
Well,
If the Trojans are going to come back, and they're only down 1-0, but if they're going to win here, he's got to be involved.
Well, you look at the power just on that play alone of his arm. No approach, right? He almost went backward. Just a quick step close, locates that perfectly, but is able to put so much power on the ball.
We've seen his brother Jordan play in this gym at Stanford. We know the fam. They can play, man. Cross court to Tufunga, he's blocked. Fife had a system for Tufunga. Oh, wow, what a swing! Had a system, not for me. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
Well, you look at the game management right there. Tufunga just showing that veteran swing. He was waiting for his moment. And like you said, that's not really a green light, let's get after it. But he was able to locate it, kind of a dart to the corner. Really precise.
Good season 2 reference of Stranger Things. Taylor Jonathan Tufunga on that kill. Here's Cole Hauser. Whirl, back row. Sani blocked by Chambers, but out. Rostrader with the kick save. 20-17. Gonna try and string together something here. BYU hitting 227. Offense is cooled down. UCSD offense heating up. 3:33. Ewart back on the line. Rolls it over at 5. E-ball to Oldani. Off of Selcho for his 9th kill.
Terrific swing, but look at that set after the great dig from Fife on that pass. Set well located, allowed Oldani to really get on that, take a big, hard approach.
Tyler Herget, BYU's 7th service error. Trojans have 10. We'll hear from head coach John Olmstead here after the 2nd set. Peter Selcho, senior from Fountain Valley, California. Herget. Back to Mosher! Wow! The back Vic.
That was a very impressive swing, and just tattooing that sideline. Nobody's going to dig that ball. Very quick. Again, Herget making a terrific set. Very smooth. This team flowing well in only the 2nd weekend.
Boyle up to Whirl. And there's Garrison. Guess who? Hey, they're getting some momentum. They're running away with this. Get into old jam in the middle. 22-19. There's Leo Provednikov. He's been quiet in this one. 3 for 5. Could use some good serves from him. Nice pass from Mosher. Oldani down the line. 10 kills for Connor.
I wonder if he's thinking, hey, maybe I like this right side.
Tonight he is.
Really terrific swing. You've seen him move it cross court. Then he waits on it a little bit, allowing him to hit that ball down the line, just showing a lot of control.
There's Trevor Herget. Leans into that one. Going out from Provednikov, and it is set point Brigham. Out come the Sharks. They can smell blood in the water. What a pass to keep it alive. Sani tips over. Set her out. Tufunga. Oldani. Connor Oldani,
11 kills to lead the match through 2 sets, and BYU's up 2-0. Connor Oldani must have got Some of that special stuff from Michael Jordan in Space Jam. My goodness.
Off the triple block to finish it, and of course
He's feeling good. UCSD has no answer for BYU's right side hitter.
BYU hit 346 in that set. UCSD 296. BYU ends it on a 3-0 run, up 2-0, winning sets 1. 25-21, set 2, 20.
these players, and he wants them to have that experience.
You may not know what a
Triton is, so I'll describe it to you. Described as the offspring of Poseidon, a demigod of the sea with the lower part of the body like that of a fish. Known as a mighty and fierce sea warrior, given UCSD's close proximity to the Pacific Ocean, shout out La Jolla, and its connection to the world-famous Scripps Institution of Oceanography, the Triton became the mascot in 1964. It's a good one.
I thought it was just the stabby thing only.
Just the stabby thing.
Yeah.
Well, according to UCSD, it's more than, quote,
Right.
the stabby thing.
Well, clearly I'm literate and educated by what I thought it was.
We're here to learn. We're here to learn. So set number 3. Oh, okay. David Hunt, former Pepperdine head coach. One of his assistants was Brad Rostrader, now Texas Women's Volleyball. Just texted me. Brad's doppelganger is Rick Moranis. Oh, absolutely. Long live the spirit of Steve Vale as David Hunt comes flying in from the top row. Well done.
Not only a doppelganger, but an 80s
Yes,
doppelganger.
and 80s.
So
It's-
just Steve all over the
Oh,
place.
Rick Moranis, so good. Just the two that I like the most, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Strange Breed. And of course, many others. Spaceballs comes to mind as well. Leo Provednikov getting things going. So more from Leo, more from Josh Ewert. Probably are in the formula to join Sani. You gotta have 2 of your 3 pins kind of going. Kind of only had 1 for the Trites. Chambers, no secrets here.
What a pass from Tafunga. That was a tough serve, but watch him lay out and get it right on the top of Herget's head, allowing him to set the offense.
Here's Tafunga. World to Sani. Edwin Mosier. Muldaney inside of the block, and that ties a career high with 12 kills.
When you watch Garrison there, he's frustrated, right? Like, you're making these decisions. We've got to stop Muldaney. What are we going to do? Watch how he lands, just shakes his head. He's just can't figure out how to stop this kid.
Into the net. I've not seen someone wear like a design on their socks while playing here. That's Snoopy on
Yeah, that's good
Jim
stuff.
Garrison's socks. I like that. Does he also have MetLife insurance?
NIL money, baby.
Tipped by Mosier, out off whirl. Oh, to be 6'7", 6'8", and your head's above the net, and you're just hanging out, tipping the ball back to each other. 4-2. Gavin Chambers got married in the offseason to Claire Little, star on the women's volleyball team, so then that immediately made his teammate Ian Little his brother. That's how that works. They're more than just teammates now, they're family.
That's a little low.
Tafunga into the net.
Tafunga
Great set
tried to get on that. You could see him speed up his approach just a little bit because as BYU's pushing the speed of that big, just mishandling it on both sides.
There's Cameron Worrell. Mishandled, coddled, free ball from Herget. Deep dish from Cook, and thumped by Selcho.
Selcho, a player so much fun to watch as he gets going. Watch him turn and give that energy to his team. He's a player that really likes to talk and mix it up and get going.
Make sure you shake his hand later. He was blessed by Pope Benedict in Rome as a kid. Holy hands, and it's 4-4. first block of the night for the Tritons with that stabby thingy. 5-4.
That's trademarked, by the way.
You couldn't complete that on a Friday night that quickly with the paperwork. Cottle. High attack, Cook. Blocked by Cottle, who's like, let's stop this whole
It's
thing.
back and forth, and you look, and Herge goes right back to Cottle after he got blocked. Really impressive. You love a setter to do that. I've still got faith in you. And look at Cottle jumping and then using those long arms to kind of dive into that.
That body language was like, nah. 5-5. Up the whirl. Ewert. Point BYU. That got blocked. Or just into the net.
I think Ewert trying to avoid the block, a really tight angle there, but he's clearly frustrated. His offense, you know, not finding that rhythm that he would love to have.
There have only been 2 3 point runs in this match by UCSD. They've not been able to get a big run going as Ewert gets the kill on that one.
Well, that's a great swing there too, because he's, you know, at 6'4", you might argue he's undersized, but then you watch him jump and he's hitting up and over and really contacting at a high point.
It's Sebastiano Sani with 10 kills to lead the Tritons. Goes long on that one, 12 service errors from UCSD. The two teams used to be in the same league back in the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation. Big West. Oh, there's Casey Patterson in the crowd to the left of Sean Olmstead, Olympian on the beach for the United States, former Cougar. It's good to see Casey. Nicely done off the tool from Provednikov. Ross Strader telling us, Brad, telling us about Leo. He's our best volleyball player. Passing, jumps off the page, a certain amount of calm that he brings to our team. There's Selchuk. Tifunga. Cottle rises up. He is a weapon, and he is completely off the scout for everybody, but now he's on the scout. 6'8" kid, out of high school, pretty raw. BYU didn't have a ton of room for middles. John Olmstead basically said, hey, go to Utah Valley, play a ton of volleyball, and then after your mission, we'll have a spot for you. Oh, they have a spot for him. He's starting now. Wi-Fi disconnect there. No bars. 8-7. And BYU's only carrying 3 middles, Amy, and so he gets thrust in the starting lineup, and he deserves it.
It's really hard work, obviously, and you look at the miscommunication right there, UCSD trying to avoid the block, figure stuff out, and that's more of a January set right there. That'll be cleaned up.
Provednikov off the block. The powerful swing. He's heating up, 6 for 9 now.
And you look at this feeling, the energy, I think, looking at UCSD, you would think they were down by 10. But they're right in this set. They're only down 1. They're doing great things, but they've got a little bit of a somber attitude as soon as they figure out that they're right in this.
Tifunga went into the net. Why did they not call it yet? If BYU gets this point, they should challenge. And
you got
gets the point. Ross Strider's like, is that not a net?
Are you okay? Yeah.
Tifunga hit the net. They should challenge the play.
We should see if I'm finishing that off.
I am shocked that the Tritons are not challenging this. Tifunga absolutely put his elbow into the netting. Aldaney, by the way, new career high 13 kills. That one's into the candy cane from Ewert. And so, 1 point that should have gone their way has bled into 2 now. And I think for UCSD, every point matters. They're down
Right,
1-2.
and if you're BYU, you think right now, step on the gas, right? Put that pressure on.
If we're going with Karate Kid references, put him in a body.
Right.
Little violent, but it's the 80s reference to get. 11-8. Make it 12-8. Yeah, and Kenzie talked about it too with Ross Strader. Yeah, some visible frustration. Certainly a different challenge for both teams going up against the top 10 team here tonight after an opening weekend where both look pretty comfortable. Oh, that was out. Oh, they're gonna challenge this. They think this was down the rosy line.
I think you've got to, right? That felt good. Everything about that swing was great. And you hope it just caught the line because that is something UCSD needs at this point. Just playing with that frustration, but really being in this, it's just one little miss.
Okay, no challenge required. They already changed it.
Oh,
Was there a touch?
there better have been.
They gave it to UCSD already. They must have changed it because they didn't even go to the monitor. And that one goes out. And that's been the killer, the inconsistent serving like you're talking about.
And
You get a couple of plays, they're like, okay, let's go. And then you serve it up. And that wasn't a speed error, that was a location.
Yep. And it's yes, you miss a point, but to your point, it's about the momentum and the flow, and you're preventing yourself from really finding a rhythm.
You can't win if you don't put together a couple of 4-1, 5-1 runs here. With a 1-4-0 run. Muldaney adds to his career high, 14 kills now.
There must be a little bit of talk going on under the net there. Muldaney getting a little chippy, little communication. We talked to Coach Rostrader about that. He said, yeah, I like when players talk and get that going. It's kind of fun.
Okay, coming up after the break, Kenzie Daly will tell us about the honor call that just happened from BYU a minute ago. Chivalry is not dead. Refs, you don't have to make any calls of your own, but apparently one just happened. Kenzie, what have you seen here?
Yeah, Jeremy, it's actually something I've never seen before. I can't imagine this ever happening, especially in the women's game. But Sean Olmstead looked to Dan Swenson and said, we touched it. Please don't waste the time with the challenge. Let's just move on with the game. So Dan turned around to the scores table and said, okay, touch, honor call by the Cougars. So didn't want to waste any time, wanted to keep the game going.
How about that? So Muldaney there just wants to keep it flowing. His team is in a flow state, and so maybe it's advantageous not to slow it down, even though... Oh, look out! Provednikov's like, no review necessary for this one either. Wow.
Well, such a momentum sport, right? And so, yeah, Sean Olmstead's like, let's keep that going. We really want to roll. I think what they'd like to do is just finish off this third set before UCSD gets more plays like that.
Ethan Horniak into the net. See, that's what's killing the Tritons. You can't miss on a jump float at this level, let alone when you're trying to come back down 0-2 and down 4.
It's rough, and also he's in the worst position, which is cold on the bench, coming in as a serving sub.
And it's a middle blocker you're asking to come in and jump float of. Hey, this is not maybe my exact specialty.
He's usually money.
Yeah,
like,
Horniak's usually pretty good. That one was tough. I only lightly pile on because UCSD has no shot if they can't put together some runs and seize the momentum that they've seemingly had at times. 15-11, BYU up over UCSD. Cameron Whirl. Mosier. This is going to Muldaney. Whirl got the touch. And I think into the net from the Tritons.
UCSD, Luke Chandler in the match here on the right side, trying to get a little more spark there. The 6'6" senior out of Newport Beach, California.
They called it on Sonny, I believe. Yep, right elbow. Nice serve, nice pass. Sonny trickles it over, caught him right there. Oh, kept alive. And then hit out by Sonny. Provednikov, heck of a dig. And we are going to have a challenge of net.
It looks like Coach Rostrader just wants to talk about it really quick. Use this as a bit of a timeout.
He's got another timeout if he straight up wants to use it. 17-11 right now, BYU with the point. After the attack error out, they will look at net.
Well, and at this point, it is a huge, important point as we get a good look at this. Tough to see if there was a net call on there.
Mosier. Can't see it there. This will be our best look. Nope. Pretty clean.
But I think this is the time right here. If you,
Maybe earlier in the play? No.
if you're UC San Diego, this point right here, because you're letting BYU get a 6-point lead, it's going to be too late if you don't make a run at this point.
Challenge no good, 2 left. In the men's game, you get 3 missed challenges because they use USA volleyball rules, but in the women's game, they use NCAA women's volleyball. There are no NCAA men's volleyball rules per se. It's kind of weird.
It's really weird.
Overpass, Cottle. Look how high he gets up.
Well, because he was a little early on that jump. He jumped really, really early, but, you know, he's up there. He can wait 3, 4, 5 seconds and still get that ball to fall.
The net is just a hair under 8 feet tall, and he is up there at like 11 at the top of his hand. So this should be half a timeout. Like you get 2. Oh, now they're actually calling a timeout. I've seen that before. So that is what's called a full timeout. UCSD, second and final. Cougars pushing the pedal down, up 7 late in set 3. The Bic has been really good. How about last weekend? BYU hit 750 on those. Front quick to the middles in the front row, just 273, a little low. A lot of good AJ Cottle performance. Gavin Chambers trying to get those numbers up.
Yeah, Chambers
and tonight 3 for 4.
Yeah,
that helps. So we can update those numbers tomorrow. BYU even better.
Right, but as you really establish the offense in the middle of the court, it opens up the seams and it opens up the pins as well. So really establishing that early, and BYU finding a lot of open court as they've continued to attack through the middle.
So this is not a dub sub. This is just straight up World coming out. John Lewis in the Lincoln Memorial transfer. UCSD actually played against Lincoln Memorial. And Brad Rostrader said, I was really impressed by him. And I gave him no guarantee that he'd get playing time or anything. He said, hey, I want to compete. Come in here and see what happens. Net bouncing, I guess, from the ball. Peter Selcho with the kill. San Diego has not had those big runs. They have to have one right now.
Right, lures a setter who just locates the ball well at 6'2", right? He's just kind of this fighter in there. He knows how to lead a team. He's got a lot of experience running the show.
Zani, 73. The Bic from Tufuga, still alive. This is swingable. Oh, they get the point. Luke Chandler finishes it. Wow.
And Keegan Cook just using your body, getting in the way of that ball. Such a great dig. However it comes at you, just pop it up somehow.
Is it hockey season yet or what? Oh, man. By the way, Luke Chandler did not play last year. Huge play right there. O'Daney thunders one. Oh, man, he's fired up. He's got it talking back.
He really is. They want a challenge if he was over on that play.
We do have the attack line challenge. Looked initially like he was behind there. You're probably going to unload the chamber of challenges.
Yeah, he's clear.
Yeah, I think he's good. That's 16, hitting 750 for O'Daney. And he's clear by a mile. This is just a slow him down challenge.
Well, and also you look at O'Daney and think, wait, he was the defensive player of the week?
Yeah,
right?
wait a minute. Which was interesting to me because it's not like, I mean, the 8 digs the first night were cool as the challenge is lost. So one more challenge for UCSD. I don't think they thought he was actually in violation there. It was just to see Rostrader with a big smile on his face. I can't get the Rick Moranis out of my head though. Once David Hunt brought that up, it is secure forever. I gotta go watch Strange Brew again now. It's been so long. 2013. Mosier into that.
Well, and also what's interesting when you look at these matches, a lot of times when you're down in a set, you think, okay, just get some momentum that you can take into the next set. with you, some confidence. And you're thinking, well, wait, it's the third set, the match is over. Oh no, these two teams are playing again tomorrow night. So every little bit of effort, just like that ace right there from Selcho, you can take into Saturday night. A little confidence, a little more swagger.
6th ace of the night for the Tritons, 2nd of the season for Selcho. 5-point set. BYU up 2-0, trying to close things out. Herget to Tufunga, and he is blocked. Chandler cut the block. Little bit of mojo for the Tritons, and BYU calls timeout.
There's a run, 2 quick points, and like you said, a big stuff block. That gets more momentum than any other play. A lot of fire for your team. Can UCSD turn this around, get a couple more, and make BYU a little more uncomfortable?
5-1 run for UC San that we were talking about that they needed, and now it's 20-16. As Cougar fans unite, hoping for the win here. One of these teams undefeated no more after tonight. Cougars certainly in control right now, hitting 353, UCSD 200 in this set.
Well, and I think an important topic that changes a bit this year is usually your preseason, you know, you're playing all these different teams from different conferences, and you want to win, but you want to get different players on the floor. These become so important now that the national tournament is 12 teams, because then when it comes down to the conversation of should you get an at-large bid, which either of these two teams could really vie for, how did you match up against Big West teams? How did you match up against MPSF? So these wins are very, very important.
Absolutely, that's a great point. It informs what this means a lot now. You want these kind of wins. Selcho. Herget, mistimed with Connell. Tritons have it down to 3.
Peter Selcho, 6'5", middle blocker behind the line in this run, and BYU a little stressed, getting a little tight. Can the Tritons put the pressure on?
Connell was way out there. Into the net. Those serves have got to be in.
Good run though, right? Like good run for Selcho, but he was in a position where it was like, we're down by so much, you've got to keep that ball in and that pressure on, but what a comeback.
It was 1911 when he took over. Nicely done by him. Here's Cole Hauser. Good pass by Sonny. Lures. Chandler. Off of Herget and out. Keeps it at 3 points. 21-18.
And Chandler coming in as a lefty just changes everything on how you line up as a blocker. You've really got to reassess because you're lining up with the hitter's shoulder, right? And you get used to lining up with a right-handed hitter and then throw a lefty in there. You've got to make that adjustment quick.
Here's Ewert. We saw a 79-mile-an-hour ace earlier. 73 into the net. Went after it. Tyler Herget gets instruction from BYU assistant Otavio Souza. Sonny, great pass to Lures. Blocked by Oldani! 23-18, 6th block of the match for the Cougars.
Well, Danny sealing off that line. Just gets a handle on it. Provetnikov, who we saw switched, now he's playing on the left side with the move from Chandler.
One's tight. Ewert roofed by Chambers! Look out for that basilisk. Match point.
Look at Tufunga, reach over, seal that off. A triple block right there, and Oldani's still talking trash. He was just there, over helping on the triple, didn't touch it, but takes the opportunity.
Herget. Match point number 2. That's a great Jackson Smith and Jigba jersey there in the middle. Go Hawks tomorrow night. Provetnikov. The match is over on the error. BYU sweeps UC San Diego for an early season top 10 win, where BYU hits 460, led by Connor Oldaney in his career-high 16 kills. BYU, a new season-high 6 aces in this one as well.
Well, really impressive and exciting that these two teams get to play again tomorrow night. You can bet that the coaches are going to go to the drawing boards, make those changes, try to figure out how to find ways to be successful, but really exciting performance. Love the offense on both sides of the floor. And what can you say about Oldaney? 750, 16 kills, such an impressive performance.
The middles were really good for BYU too. 9 kills on 14 swings for Chambers and Cottle. Taylor Tufunga, Jonathan Tufunga, 6 kills. Trent Mosier hit 300, 4 kills. Sebastiano Sani had 11 kills. Rebendikov heated up to get 8 kills in this one. Jim Garrison solid in the middle with 6. Josh Ewert, 4 kills hitting the negative. That's probably one of the missing pieces. Hey, can we get 3 of you involved here in this one? BYU's offense just too much. UC San Diego tried to assert that service pressure, but had too many errors. 17 in 3 sets. The undoing. BYU just 10. BYU tried to keep it in a little bit more. Had 7 blocks in this one, just 2 from UC San Diego. We're going to chat with Connor Oldaney here, who had a career high 16 kills at 750. He is with Gens.
Connor, career high 16 kills. You were absolutely unstoppable. What were you seeing offensively that helped you be so dominant?
Just a lot of confidence in the team. I mean, Fergie did a great job setting me up to hit where I wanted to, and I think kind of just the confidence that my teammates were giving me and everyone was just giving each other was huge. I think that was a big part of it.
You've never played right side until this season, and you've stepped into this role and completely owned it. Tell me about that experience so far.
It's definitely been an adjustment. I mean, I found out probably like a couple weeks ago that I was going to play this, and I think just fully embracing it and kind of knowing that my teammates are behind me and the coaches are behind me in that position, I think that's helped a lot.
Well, such an impressive night by you, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Connor Oldaney. About 3 weeks ago, it's like, oh, I'm a right side hitter now? Okay, let's do this. What a night from him. Started 7 for 7. Couldn't be stopped. And BYU rolls